that, let's do a fun little thing called First Round or Unsound. We're going to break down some options for fantasy managers in the first round, some guys that we just saw on the board, and say, hey, does this make sense or no? It's actually very unsound, weird advice. So, Cynthia, let's start with you. You know I love Travis Kelce.
I do.
Right? I just, with a passion, for many reasons, right? He's a great fantasy tight end. He's great for my Kansas City Chiefs. He helps us win Super Bowls. But we went from having a strategy and just kind of historically where you could take him at the end of your first round and kind of double up on the loop back, right? If you were picking 10th, let's say, and then you snake back and you get a running back in the second round. Now we're seeing Travis Kelce actually creep within the top 10 of first round picks. So do you agree or disagree? Is this sound or unsound?
It's totally sound. It's all about substitute value. And the next best tight end, if you're looking at forecasts, he's 60 points different throughout the season. Now, if you look at the difference between running back 1 and running back 2, that number's something like 20. If you're looking at wide receiver, the number's something like 11. So my point is that you're going to get a lot more value. The return on your investment is going to be much larger here at this position than the other positions. And if you're going to take anyone, you're going to take the guy here who is the #1 tight end in like all of the last few seasons. What, 5 out of 6 last season?
6 out of 7 seasons.
6 out of 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty elite. All right, so very sound. It makes sense. First round advice for Travis Kelce. But what about a guy who's a little less proven in the NFL? A rookie in Bijan Robinson, who's joining the Atlanta Falcons. What do you think, Rank?
I think it makes a lot of sense to draft him in the first round. I don't think there's a lot of big-name running backs that are automatic in the first round anymore. Obviously, you have Christian McCaffrey. Austin Eckler, you saw, was the third player off the boards. But a lot of people have really focused in on Robinson because, number one, they love this Atlanta Falcons offense. You think about Arthur Smith and the success that he had with Derrick Henry back when he was the offensive coordinator for Tennessee. Even last year, with Tyler Algier, actually went out there and had a pretty nice season and put together some nice games. And I really do think that when you look at the history of rookie running backs in the NFL, a rookie RB has finished top 3 in 4 of the previous 7 seasons. And with this Falcons offense, I think that's a pretty good opportunity for him, and I don't mind taking him in the first.
He catches deep passes, too.
That, too.
Watch it. He, literally lines up out wide and catches passes, so maybe he's like a Christian McCaffrey.
He's pretty good, yeah.
He's pretty good. I think we figured that out via training
Yeah.
camp so far. All right, Cynthia, another one for you. What about Jonathan Taylor, right? He was a consensus #1 overall pick a few years ago, but now he's going within the top 12. Is that first round or a little bit unsound?
Unsound. To
Really?
me, it's unsound. So when I'm looking at this opportunity here, look, he missed 6 games last season. That's not great. There's a big mess. I don't know how it's going to be resolved. And until that is resolved, I don't want anything to do with something that's this risky in my first round. You are staking so much of your fantasy season on a first round player. And now you have an opportunity here to he might, who knows? It's just a mess. And I was seeing the Colts this weekend. I was in Buffalo for the preseason game. He was nowhere to be found. Obviously, we all knew that ahead of time, but it just seemed like they're okay moving on without him.
All right, let's do another pass catcher. This one for you, Adam Rank.
Yes.
Let's hope you're not going to upset the Cowboy fans out there. I'm going to talk about CeeDee Lamb.
It's already happened.
What are your thoughts on CeeDee Lamb going late in the first round?
I like CeeDee Lamb. I think he's a first-round guy, and he should be. I had mentioned, though, that a lot of people seem to be sleeping on him, and the Cowboy fans are like, where? Where is it? I'm like, I don't know. Look at the ADP. I don't think that it's commiserate with where he finished last year in fantasy football. Again, Mike McCarthy came out and said, I want to run the ball more. I'm like, okay, yeah, you probably, that's the thing. Like I want to cut down on eating donuts. It's not happened yet, and it's going to be one of those things that it sounds like a fine theory, but you look at what CeeDee Lamb has done over the last number of years. His targets, his yards, his touch, everything has continued to trend up. I expect this Dallas Cowboys team to throw the ball as much as they've done over the last couple of years, even with the switch in offensive coordinator. So for me, CeeDee Lamb is at the top of that tier 2 of wide receivers. And so I think, if you listen,
So unsound, do it.
It's sound.
Tell Cowboys.
It's sound. But if you like Stephon Diggs or Devontae Adams or something,
You're
that's
saying
fine.
unsound if he's tier 2.
It's fine. You know, my ear just got in, the sound came back.